Hey everybody, this is Rob from the Quantum Gamers here. Here I'm playing Protoss. This is going to be one of the first videos I made in a while, because I just haven't been doing it lately, and I was playing Zerg for a while. I got pretty good at that, and go back into my camera perspective. Anyway, playing Protoss again. And this is just a PvZ strategy that I like. It's really, really easy to do. So, first off, hotkeys, 3, 1, 2. 3 or 4 for Nexus is always a very good one because it's close to E, which is for probes. And scouting around my opponent's base, I like to do patrol, which is just P and then shift click that around, so I don't have to manage it going around the base. As you can see, just constantly making probes. You should see the production bar right up here. That should never not have a probe in it for most of the game. That's just my sort of goal, and I spend most all my chrono boost on probes. As you can see, going back, checking, I see no buildings so far, and that's also a strange thing, so you just gotta check around the edges of the creep, because sometimes they build stuff over there, but no. So then just go back in, patrol around. Gateway coming at 12, that's all very standard timing. I'm gonna go pylon, then make my assimilator at 14, that's also pretty standard. So the strategy I'm going here for is a gateway heavy, probably 6 gate. First I'm going to 3 gate expand, and then my win will be making lots of gateway units, particularly stalkers in the late game, not late game, but mid game. And once that assimilator finishes, you always want to put guys in it. There we go. And again, keep spending the chrono boost on your probes. That's just something I like to do, because I like to have a lot of probes, because I used to play Zerg and really like to have a lot of drones in Zerg. Okay, so now we see the pool coming up. It's a relatively late pool because of the fast hatch, but we can deal with that. So, again, I'm not sending my zealot after the probe, after the drone in my base. I'm just going to wait for the core to finish and make a stalker, because that can kill both the drone that's running around in my base and the overlord that's wafting himself in here, which I don't know. I think the overlord was too much of a commitment because he already had the drone in my base. So again, get the second gas before you get both your gates and before warp gate finishes, obviously, because you really want to have all that gas to build sentries, because what the heck. Anyway, sentries are the key unit in ZVP or most any matchup, so you just always want to have that. Gonna throw down the gateway. Now I'm gonna get this stalker. I'm looking for that drone to come and kill that. And the overlord's trying to run away, but he can't run away because he's really slow. So then, just moving your stalker right under the overlord, and that's gonna kill it the most efficiently, so it can get the most shots off. And you see the stalker will dispatch of the overlord. Again, just moving the stalker under the overlord. Oh yeah, let's work out with some. Dang it. Okay, that was my apologies. Gotta hit Control M. That is not the right hotkey. Here, if we go to this little tab right here, shows us all of the. Okay, Control V. As you can see, I'm winning in the APM battle. These are just little things that I like to use. Income is we're tied, and a Zerg on 2 base should always have more harvesters than a Protoss. Well, yeah, a Zerg on 2 base. A Zerg in general should have more harvesters than a Protoss. Well, now he's pulling ahead by 1. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Nah. Gotta hit I again, but Command V will take that APM away. Zerg is... Never mind, he had a lot of APM. Anyway, back to the real strategy. Again, you want to keep your sentry count high in the mid game, especially right when you're getting that nexus, because you want to get that nexus as soon as you've thrown down your 3 gates, and when you have the minerals, and that's when you want to get it. If we go back to that again, still making probes, and we're still even in drones and probes right now, which gives the advantage to me because we're on the same number of bases and we have the same number of probes. They're throwing down the Twilight Council because I like to throw down my Twilight Council and then add on the gates because I like to have a really quick blink in most matchups. And I think the matchup and then to see 3 sentries popping down because they're some of the most important units ever because they can force field, and force fields are nice. As you can see, now the army's on one. Gonna Maynard some probes, and once your nexus finishes, that's when you can start adding on all of your extra gates. Again, just some key things. I'm gonna try to keep my money under 500 for most of the early game, and that's what I've been doing. As you can see here, his money's at about 2,000, which is really bad, but my money's, staying constantly low because you can produce off these for a bit, but soon, with double probe production at one at each nexus, I'm going to be able to pull ahead in probe production. So now I'm going to pull ahead, so I'm going to need to add on more gates. Now I'm adding on the 2 more gates, so this is going to be a 5-gate attack. Sorry, I couldn't remember how many gates I made. So I'm actually going to start pressuring out on the map now with my force of mainly stalkers and sentries and 1 zealot. If the Zerg was going for a lot of a lot of Zerglings, this isn't the best composition. Like just mass Zerglings with a bit of emphasis on roaches, but this game the Zerg is going mass Zergling with emphasis on he's going roaches and Zerglings, so this composition can deal with that. I feel confident enough to move out because if Zerglings come, you can always just force field around your things and prevent the Zerglings from surrounding. I'm building a forge now. I really should have built that earlier because you can see I have the the money to do that, but you're gonna see that plummet down once I warp in. And I should be doing that any second now. And as you see, just dispatching the Zerglings from the watchtowers, keeping control over that. Here goes the warp in. Here, if I hit escape, you can see what I'm selecting there. That's much better. So I know what's going on. So my money is much lower than his, and if we go to army, my army is actually bigger than his. So if he was spending all of his money, he could have a much bigger army. And then let's go to income. Yeah. He is ahead of me, which is good, but only by 3. And if we can, I'm about to gauge in for the attack. He sees my army, so he starts throwing up spine crawlers. I see his army on the ramp, so you want to force field half of it, so half of those roaches can't attack. He smartly moves up and tries to hit me, so then you just need to move out of range, and this force fields last 15 seconds, so there, force field them back out. So now I'm going to move in. I'm not making anything because I've pretty much won here. There's not much the Zerg can do. But they're just warping in some reinforcing stalkers. I let his whole army down because I can kill it. But just to be safe, you want to throw the force fields to sort of zone out some roaches. And now see most of those roaches can't attack. He burrows, so I'm really okay with that because he can't attack me while he's burrowed. So you always want to bring your probe. I bring probe number 2 along, and that's my probe. I use it to throw up my pylons because if you're doing well, okay. So I'm going to engage this army, and this is a smart thing to do. You engage it. You have your sentries. He's going to burrow again. When he burrows all his roaches, there he burrowed. So what else is there for me to kill? Nothing over here, so let's just walk into the main. And since he does not have burrow movement, I don't think, just force field that ramp so the roaches can't get back out. And there's GG, so I hope this was helpful. This is Rob, Quantum Gamers, signing out.